Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Ain't clip beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup Lockdown, where we are covering Season 3, Episode 17. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 3, Episode 17, titled Two Body Bags. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic.
I guess the only thing we should say today is that last week we should have announced Joey Meatball's birthday because it was this week and we didn't, but we're doing it now.
We dropped the ball.
So all right, Joe lives on a different continent. He is across the pond. So the way we met him was through podcasting through previous podcasts. So you've known him we've both known him for at least 5 years. You've known him for longer, right?
Yeah.
And he's always so helpful to us and comes on whenever we ask him to. And he's definitely a fan favorite guest. So thanks to everyone who enjoys Joey. And
Joey
don't forget
Meatballs.
Otherwise known as just Joe from Repeat or Delete podcast, but check his podcast out.
You get all the nonsense if you go listen to his podcast.
Oh, it's wonderful for women who like men with accents because there's 3 different accents in it. So just check it out.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this week we start with Destiny and Sean gets down on one knee and proposes, and Destiny, of course, says yes.
And why would she not? This is her meal ticket. She was
Exactly.
gonna say, we all know she pretends to like him. She does not love him. Definitely doesn't like him. He tells her he loves her, and Sean is excited that she said yes, and he's excited that she's all his. A ring does not seal that deal, sir, nor does a piece of paper.
Yeah, she says the ring is hella pretty. Very elegant way to bring in the moment.
She acts so beneath her age. That's not the right way to say that. She acts much younger than what she actually is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very immature.
He says now he knows that she's all his. I have never understood this. Like, here's a piece of jewelry. Now I know that everything else in life is different. What the fuck? Like, you can't seriously think that's what's going to make a difference. That ring doesn't make a difference. That piece of paper doesn't make a difference. If that person's going to run around on you, they're going to do it no matter what.
And that ring has not changed anything since the beginning of time. It's never going to.
They're going to be faithful or they're not, but that ring isn't going to change that.
Nope.
He does say he's nervous about telling Kelly about the engagement. And honestly, I would be too.
Hands down. He's also worried because he has 6 children and he obviously wants them to be a part of their lives. Again, fuck her kids because she also has 5 children at this point and a 6th one is coming soon. And she has custody of 0 of them. And then we're going to trust this woman with her own children. Sounds like a fantastic idea.
It just doesn't, I don't understand how you could be attracted to and want to marry a person who won't take care of children they already have. Like, there's the potential that you could share a child together, or even if you don't, just knowing that something that's that big of a deal, they won't even take care of that. You know what I mean? Don't pay your
It's a
bills that,
huge deal.
yeah, I'm like, but like not taking care of your kids?
It's beyond, and he should has no one looked into why she doesn't have custody? That might be some information to figure out, are my kids safe in front of this person, with this person? What if I have to go to the store?
But the show just glosses over her not having her kids completely.
Do
I
they
don't know that they even mention it.
I was just about to ask you, do they even mention them? I mean, we know that everyone digs up dirt after
Mhm.
the seasons are over. They start looking up all the dirt on everyone, and clearly everyone's found out everything about Destiny because everyone under the sun calls her a piece of shit.
Next up, Quaylon and Chevelle, and Maila is helping in the kitchen.
I think they're making her lunch for school, and like peanut butter sandwiches or something. Hang on a second.
I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich a little while ago, and it was delicious. And now all of our listeners know that, and their day can be brightened because of it.
Sometimes I'm not a peanut butter fan, but sometimes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich is just really good for no good reason at whatsoever.
I had no good reason. I just toasted some bread, stuck it on there, and I was like, good to go.
See, I like it not toasted. Toast with just peanut butter is good, but I wouldn't add jelly to the toast with the peanut butter.
Telling you I was living on the edge.
Have you ever had a fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Yeah, a girl I worked with used to fry her peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and she said that they were amazing, and I've never tried it. Or you could do like a French toast, but make it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, then dunk
Yeah,
it in. That would be good.
you wouldn't need any kind of syrup on it.
No, we're creating like IHOP recipes as we're
Free IHOP recipes when you listen to the podcast.
this episode was so fucking boring. We need to talk about something else.
Well, Chevelle says that their communication has been off since he went to Texas. I mean, him posting that picture or allowing Q Baby to post that picture of him with another woman and he had his arm around her, looking all comfortable. Yeah, I would be pissed too.
Also, I did have it wrong. That is his sister, but I saw a cousin somewhere, and I'm not crazy, but yes, whatever her name is, Quovania or whatever, Q baby, she's his sister. So my apologies on that. Apparently, Quaylan, whatever, has think that he's not answered his phone the entire time. I think we're embellishing that. Probably production said, say he hasn't been answering his phone at all.
Right. I don't think he didn't answer like that in the slightest. I never answered the phone. You just didn't answer every time she called. Maybe. Or
Exactly.
maybe you did. But she's saying like all of this behavior from him is making her feel insecure. And it would make anybody feel insecure. Like he shows up, he makes her all these promises, then he shows up and he's like, ha ha ha, just kidding. I'm taking off and I'm not getting a return flight. That would make anybody feel insecure.
Yeah, definitely. And so we cut to Quaylen, and he's doing some chores, and his sister calls him up and says, "Well, I'm just gonna take you out to a bar. So now we're gonna go do this whole bar thing they talked about."
Well, Quaylen gets a call and he tells her that he's doing errands for his mom and that the day he got to Texas, she had already set up an interview for him. So I'm not sure who he's talking to because I just referenced him as person on the phone.
It was his sister that called him at that point. Mhm.
So did she not know that mom had done this?
I I don't know. Well, he's got two sisters. I don't know which one this was that called, but it was It was
Okay.
one of them. I'm assuming it's the one that asked him out to the bar originally.
That would
Um,
make sense.
yeah. I also think we're doing some of this for, like, effect here.
Yeah.
They start talking about Chevelle again and whether or not he's gonna, like, go back, stay there, whatever, and then we kinda we're going back and forth. We cut to, like, Chevelle asking Maila if she's excited for Quaylen to come live with them, but it's up in the air. Why are you telling the child, "Oh, Quaylen's gonna come live with us"? You know that you could be setting her up for disappointment. Why are we telling her this?
The problem is Chevelle is so committed to these roles, the idea of these roles. Quaylen is going to be the father and the husband that she has dreamt of, and Maila will have a dad. It's like she must feel like she's failed in Maila not having a dad. That's the vibe I get from her. Like she did something wrong, when in reality, it's probably the fucking dude who's a piece of shit and took off.
I'm
I don't
sure.
know that, but
Well, I mean, he did promise her, let's not forget. He promised that he was gonna step up, be a man, be a husband, and be Maila's father. So she's not inventing this. This isn't something she's decided for him. And you
right.
can't just go saying those things, get out and be like, whoops, sorry, my mistake, my bad, I didn't mean it, without having someone be upset.
And she has every right to be upset. She says she doesn't know what she's going to even tell Maila about all of this because Maila wants a father so badly.
And I feel like this is one who actually she, like, literally views her as her daddy. She thinks this
Hmm.
is her dad. And
Yes.
I wholeheartedly disagree on doing that. Maybe if you had a dad completely out of the picture, then you have, a husband, boyfriend, fiance, whatever, who actually is fully in the child's life. You're functioning as a family, you live together, and then eventually, because she doesn't see the real dad, he can then become dad, and sometimes they even adopt the child or whatever. But we're jumping the gun here. We're like, "This is your daddy," and this little girl thinks it's her daddy. I don't
They've never
agree with
met.
that. No,
Yeah.
they do it all the time on this show. It's
Hmm.
crazy. Just, "Here's a picture, this is your dad." "Oh, okay, 'cause she's young."
She says she doesn't know when he's coming back from Texas and she feels used and disrespected. And I can totally understand why she would feel that way.
All her hopes and dreams are shattering. It's like you said, like, her hopes and dreams of, husband, daddy, family, everything
Gone.
she built up in her head.
Next up, Heather and Dylan yells at Heather to stop driving crazy. And then when she stops, he jumps out of the car. What other choice do you have? Because this has gone from like, she's a little cuckoo to what the fuck, I'm going to die.
Yeah, she I don't know if you caught this. When she first stopped, she was diagonal in the damn street. And then later, you see her moved over to the side of the road when Dylan jumps out. So, and they're like yelling. So I think she literally stopped like a maniac in the street, like diagonally. That's when he took her keys out. And then she was blocking the road. So production had to like be like, "We're blocking the road. Go over here." I don't know if you caught that. It was
No,
like
I didn't see that.
two completely different positions, but I believe no one was acting here.
Not
It
in this one.
seemed no, no one was acting. No one set this up.
Yeah, she gets out of the car and she's screaming at him that he's a little bitch. You know, that's a great way to keep a relationship going.
Yeah. And it's been 2 days, 1 day.
I think they're
One
on day 2. Yeah.
day. It's the second day, and they're already fighting like this. Okay. She says, "Give me my phone. Get out of my life." And she wants him to slip it through the crack on the window. And he's like, "Well, I've got nowhere to go. Like, I live with you."
Right. Get out of here. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? He says he has no money or phone. So he had to borrow a phone from the crew just to call somebody to come pick him up. Otherwise, he'd have been stuck there.
Yeah. I guess he called an Uber or something, and Dylan says that things have been unstable since he's got out, to say the freaking least. That's putting it lightly.
Right?
He's actually crying and says we were supposed to be happy and this was supposed to be different. I don't think men don't fake cry. That this is real. I really feel bad. This one's crazy.
I think he's overwhelmed. I don't think he's in love with Heather. I think he's
No,
just overwhelmed by the situation.
no, but that crying, it makes it even more real.
Yeah. He says the Heather he saw today is not the same one he knew in prison for 5 years. And he calls his mom and his aunt and asks them if they can meet up with him and talk.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize that he had options of family. And they must not live far away because they came right away.
So weird though, right? Because why isn't he staying with them?
Well, it could be drugs. Maybe he's stolen from them in the past.
Mm,
Maybe he's been unstable. They just don't want him
hmm.
living with that. You don't know.
That's true.
Yeah. He wants their advice and assistance, and that he basically sits them down. They're at like a cafe thing, and he tells them all of what's been going on with Heather.
So yeah, his mom is like, it's a miracle that you didn't get arrested. And it is. If he had stayed with Heather, he would have been thrown back in prison long before he ended up back there.
I'm surprised they got away with everything that's going on. Police don't care if you're recording a TV show, you're driving on the wrong side of the road, parking in the middle of the street, screaming in front of the DMV, that's a governmental office.
Right.
It's the worst place to do it. Um, Oh my gosh. He's talking a little bit about his life. He says his parents divorced when he was 4, but he has good relationships with both of his parents. He says they're both his best friends, which doesn't usually translate to drug addict, mentally ill, kind of
Not usually.
crazy talking on the internet, but I don't know.
He says that he was only able to visit with his mom a few times when he was locked up because Heather would go ballistic and say that his mom was monopolizing his time. A fucking red flag city here. What do you mean? Like, you can't see your mom because she's monopolizing your time? How about I will see you when I see you because the woman who birthed me would like to say hi?
Sorry. Yeah. No, and he says this in after just saying, "Oh, everything with Heather was different and good for the past wow, for the past 5 years while I've been in prison." No, clearly they weren't, because like you said, that's a red flag. I can't see my mom because Heather gets mad. Crazy.
Mom tells him that he needs to decide what he needs, and then she and the aunt will put it together for him. And it sounds like you said he just has options. Heather wasn't his only option. He didn't have to go into her psychosis there. He could have been with mom and dad, or at least mom and his aunt from the get.
Yeah, it feels like he really act at that, knowing that he did have other options. He really did actually want to be with Heather. He didn't have to parole there. He had mom and aunt.
Hmm.
And they do say, like, "Come with us." So and his aunt is really upset and she's crying. So he did have somewhere to go.
Next up, John and Christiana. And John said that Christiana is trying not to concentrate on the fact that she's currently wanted.
Yeah. So she's 6 weeks out of prison at this point and already gonna be headed back. John wants to keep the lid on everything because he doesn't want the cops showing up, and he wants to be the one to bring her back. He doesn't want her to be taken away by the police.
He does mention that they still have not had sex yet.
Yeah, we can play a drinking game with the amount of times John says consummate the marriage or $50,000.
Dude, it is weird though that if it's been 6 weeks, they still haven't had sex. That's weird.
You would think there would have been time somewhere. but I guess
Somewhere.
not. Yeah, they have a bottle of wine. They're getting into the truck, and like you said, they haven't had sex yet, even though they're in the fuck truck.
In the
That
fuck
was the
truck.
original plan, where they were gonna first consummate the marriage. So he's taking her away with alcohol in the vehicle while
Solid
being wanted.
plan. She says that it's a lot knowing that she's going back to jail the next day.
Yeah, and then he says he feels like he hasn't done enough. And he has done so much at this point. And she even tells him, "No, you've done a lot." Like, how is he saying he hasn't done enough?
I think because he can't keep her out. You know, he wants to be able to somehow keep her out of prison, and he can't.
Yeah.
He tells her that she's been through hell and back, and she says everyone has their stories. That's an excellent point, but I worry that she isn't giving her pain enough validity. Like, everybody does have their stories and everybody does have their pain, but that doesn't mean that yours doesn't matter. Her pain does matter and her hurt does matter.
Yeah. He was not going to be able to save her. She needs something way more than this man. She, some people can pull through. She's not strong enough. Good of him to try, but he's in La La Land. He is wasn't going to and did not save her. So if you caught she made a mistake and said that he's lived 49 years of his life, and he corrects her and is like 46.
She's excited to be spending the night with him in a motel, and she says that she's pretty good with a blowjob.
Are you proud of me that I actually wrote down the word blowjobs? And I just said it.
I'm gonna tell your
They
dad.
they did bleep out all of it, but you could full blown tell what they were saying. And also, John's gonna get naked, and they're going to what? Consummate the
Consummate
marriage.
marriage. They make out on the bed, and then eventually, as always, they kick out production.
Yeah, I wrote gross.
Next up, Quaylen and Chevelle, and he's out with his sister, and Chevelle calls, and he just ignores the call.
Yeah, so he starts out with Quinandria, whatever, and then his other sister comes in. I didn't catch her name, and like you said, she calls, and and he hangs up on her, and then he just starts telling his sisters about Chevelle bothering him, wanting him to come home and stuff.
So he goes to get this new girl a drink. Like, he offers, "Oh, can I go get you a drink?" That's not exactly the way you would be handling something if you're in a relationship either and you're not interested in getting to know her. There's being polite, but there's also like she can get her own drink, or there's got to be servers or something.
Yeah, her name is Alyssa. It's one of the sisters' friends. Yeah, he goes and gets drinks for everyone, but yeah. You're she sits next to you, yeah, put her arm around you, get her a drink. No. All no, no. No, no, big no.
His sister says that Chevelle has too much baggage for him to be in a relationship with her. Like, Quaylen doesn't have any fucking baggage of his own.
Not at all. Oh, also, Alyssa wanted to know, like, how old Quaylen is, and when they say I didn't catch her age, but he's 29. She's like, "Ooh, I like them older." And like they're like, "Oh, you're such a better match for him." Come on. This is so shady and so shitty.
He was like, "Where's the party at? This is whack." And I feel like he was just starting to get really uncomfortable with the situation at this point. And I don't think that it helped that this new girl like touched his hair. I don't know if you noticed that, but when she did that, he seemed really uncomfortable with the situation.
Well, we know a lot, and those of you who have been watching this for years, a lot about Quaylen that may be causing this. Number one, he was 17 when he went into prison and then spent 12 years there, right? And then comes out and immediately has this makeshift wifey, and then they have sex. We don't even know if Quaylen had sex before Chevelle because he was only 17. I'm going to assume so, right?
They kind of implied that he had, but I don't think they ever came out and said that he had.
Yeah. So I don't know. I get what you're saying. I have no idea why he felt awkward, but you could see it.
Well, they talked briefly about music and where to go to listen to music.
Yeah, and yet another rapper on the gonna be a famous rapper. All of them. No one succeeded. Not one.
Yeah.
Not even Megan. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So eventually, everyone's just like, "Hey, are you staying here?" And he's just like, "I don't know." I would think if he was truly he was dead set and he was not going back and he was going to stay in Texas, he would have been just like, "Yeah, I'm staying." But he is still entertaining the fact that he might go back.
Right. I I think the whole time he knew he was going back, honestly. So Chevelle calls him and he finally answers, and she starts asking him what he's doing and who he's with. And he's like, "Oh, I'm with my sisters and we're at home." Why would you lie knowing that that picture was just posted?
Yeah, he's like, "Well, I'm chilling at the crib." If he says he's feeling smothered by Chevelle and like he's in a Chevelle prison, I think she has every right to question where you are, what you're doing, especially after seeing that picture on Facebook.
100%. Yeah.
Mhm.
Next up, Destiny and Sean, and she tells him that he did a good job on choosing the ring.
Yeah, and if so we're assuming she's going back to prison. She says she only has a few more months left before she's actually going to have to go back. So they're going to I guess play house for the next 2 months and then what? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's see where it goes.
She does say that the engagement makes her feel more secure in their relationship. Like he's not going to leave because he gave her a ring.
I she knows he's not going anywhere. I don't understand. I don't understand where her jealousy comes from because she doesn't give a fuck. So why is she just being jealous just to drive him crazy and be mean?
Something, because she doesn't care about him.
No.
He says he needs to talk to her about meeting Kelly, but he's afraid to tell her.
Of course he is.
He's
Yeah.
fucking Kelly has a big personality.
We act as if Kelly shouldn't give a shit, right? And one of the things we mentioned earlier is that we don't talk about the fact that she has all these kids and has no custody of them. I guarantee you this was a factor in Kelly's decision making. And not wanting to give to, you know, I just I don't feel like anyone can't Google her. You know what I mean?
Kelly?
Like, yeah, no, Google it, like Kelly could look into Destiny's background, you know.
Oh,
Neither one of them want to meet each other. It's just I don't know. I just feel like why are we acting as if she doesn't have children?
Kelly has every right to protect her children, and she has every right to ask questions until she feels comfortable and that she is protecting her children. So Destiny can fuck off, in my opinion. And
Yeah,
Sean can fuck off because he's not putting the well being of his children above her. And
yeah,
Kelly has every right to protect her children.
absolutely. Then they start talking about the wedding, and he says he's excited, and piece of shit says, You're not going to be excited when you see the bill."
She wants a
Th-
huge wedding.
Throw her straight in the trash. Out.
And he again tells her that she needs to meet Kelly so that she can meet his kids. And she says she doesn't want to jump in and play stepmom. Bitch, please, these are his children. They come with him. It's a package deal.
I mean, this woman doesn't want to be a mom. She doesn't want to be anything. She doesn't want to be responsible for anyone, not for herself, not for anyone. Why in the world would she want to be there for your kids?
It's a good question. She says the whole situation between him and Kelly is weird. I don't see anything weird about it, honestly.
It's definitely not. These are people who have birthed 6 children together. So it is not weird. They have a connection no matter what. It's not weird. Honestly, you'd want your significant other to get along with your future husband so that you don't have to go through drama.
Right. He says he wants to set the record straight with Kelly and let her know that he's with Destiny and she can't be calling whenever she wants to. Bullshit.
Mm, that's
22
not why.
years of these two together. Him saying, "Don't call me or text me anymore." That's not going to happen. And even if he does say it, 5 minutes later, he's going to be calling and texting her.
I don't know why he said that because that is not how he feels and what he thinks.
No. She says she doesn't know what would happen if she were in a room with Kelly, and she doesn't have any interest in meeting her whatsoever. That's a healthy way to handle the relationship.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Don't be mad if your baby mama gets beat up." Come on.
She's so trashy. She says she's angry and she wants to fight both of them. Mature, and that's the kind of person I'd want around my children. So he says he wants them to meet so he can make sure Kelly knows that he's only interested in Destiny now.
Ugh,
Oh, I hate him so much.
I do hate him.
Well, and then she finally agrees to meet Kelly, but tells him that it's not on her what happens and not to be mad at her if it doesn't go his way.
Mhm.
Next up, Scott and Lindsay, and he says that he was really upset that she went through. He says that she was really upset that he went through her stuff and then confronted her about it. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't want their relationship to end over this. That's a pretty serious thing. You just move in and this person's snooping in your stuff that you really don't personally know yet. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know him as much as you're going to know him while not living together. Now that you're outside in real world, the first thing you do is go through her shit. No.
If you want to read somebody's stuff, ask them. She
Yeah.
may have let him, but you don't. It's lying, and it's gross. It's gross to betray somebody's trust like that. Well, Lindsay's talking about her friend Tara Bell, who she's known from her hometown, and they were briefly incarcerated together. She says Tara Bell has been her rock.
Yeah, and then we see her, well, we hear her talking on the phone to Mirabelle about the condition of the house and how dirty and like unfinished it is. And I guess that's why she's coming. She's gonna visit her and maybe help with the house or something.
I
Decorate,
don't
paint.
know.
I don't know. That's what I'm assuming.
The producer asks Tara Bell if she thinks it's about the money, and Tara Bell says, "I think it's always about the money." And you know what? That's not how you want your friends thinking about you.
I know. And okay. And everyone's like, "Oh, Lindsay's doing so good. We don't think she was trying to use Scott for money." Yes, she was.
At this point in time in her life, I do think she was trying to use Scott for money. I think that she's different now, but I
Yeah.
think that who she was then and who she is throughout this show changes vastly.
Yeah, and Tara Bell says, like, "Look, if Lindsay can't get what she wants from someone, she'll just find someone else to get it from."
Right.
Again, great, great way to be, but whatever.
Scott says that he thinks that she relies on Tarabelle for support and that Lindsay told him that he was going to like Tarabelle. Well, what else are you going to, honestly, what else are you going to say? Oh, this is a really good friend of mine. You're going to hate her.
Yeah, Tara Bell also, I mean, after she meets Scott and they hug and not Scott and her, but Lindsay and her hug. They go in the house and she brought Lindsay like a whole bag of makeup.
I bet Lindsay loved that
Yeah,
with her
because she's
makeup,
been using
yeah.
prison makeup.
Right. So she tells Tarabelle that he's been working really hard on Miley's room and has kicked it into high gear, which is good because he really let her down when she got out.
I think had he done nothing else but do that room, it would have made her at least happier.
Mhm.
I don't know what they were sitting in. We see them sitting in Miley's room. It looked like a crawl space. I don't know where they were. She's like, "This is Miley's room,"
I think it's an attic room.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. So they were sitting on the ground, but the roof looked like it was right over their head. But yeah, it's unfinished. It's just got some drywall up and shit. And Lindsay's like, "Look, like if this wasn't the pandemic and I had been able to see and take possession of like Miley Grace as soon as I got out, like where would I have gone? Where would I have slept?" Well,
Right.
you could have still gone there and slept on the floor. It's like it just because the place isn't ready and doesn't have furniture doesn't mean you don't have a roof over your head. So I was confused about that.
I don't know. Tarabelle says she doesn't know if she likes Scott or not. And Lindsay said, "Well, he did go through my stuff." And Tarabelle's like, "Of course he went through your stuff. He's looking for something to be wrong because physically you're so far out of his league," which is true.
Yeah, I believe that was a good observation for sure. He acts like he deserves someone that's well, he called Lindsay an 8, but she's a 10 in his world. Like he deserves that somehow. But in what universe? You know? But they're talking about also the fact that he probably lied about money one way or the other. Either he's broke or he's got a lot of money and he's hiding it from Lindsay because he thinks she's going to steal it.
Well, Tarabelle asks her if he knows what her and Tarabelle's relationship is. Dun dun dun. And we know that he
No.
doesn't know, but I don't know how he would react, like because of who he is. He may be like, hell yeah, or he may be like, hell no.
I like how we're, like, keeping this like we didn't actually say the words, 'cause, like, we can't all fucking figure it out. We don't need you to, like I mean, like, this cryptic message, "Oh, he doesn't know what our real relationship is," and then we just
Yeah.
leave it.
Next up, Destiny and Sean for just a moment. And she said when he proposed, there were a lot of things going through her mind.
Uh-huh. Um, I guess she likes being engaged, but now hear her say that for a long time, she was a chubby chaser and Sean is actually too skinny for her. We didn't know this.
No, that was interesting. She thinks he should gain a little weight and he would proportion his body out better, which I think is funny.
She's
Your head's too
so
big.
awful. She's so fucking awful.
She said that the
Oh,
reason she's a chubby chaser is because the sex is a lot sweatier and more friction and sloppier.
ugh.
Oh, man.
I don't get it. To each their own.
Next up, Maurice and Jessica. And her mom are going to look at wedding dresses.
And mom goes, "Is Maurice ready to hit the streets?" And Jessica's like, I hope he's not gonna hit the streets." Mom meant to go get a job.
Oh. Jessica says she thinks that Maurice is going to be excited to see her in a fancy dress and not just the clothes she wore to the wedding the first time.
Yeah, I think it was had to be sweatpants and stuff, right? Sweatpants, sweatshirt, or something.
Probably.
Uh, yeah. So her friend, everyone's excited, and her friend is going to meet them there because that's her, whatever the friend's name is. I didn't write it down. Oh, Tiffany. Tiffany. She's going to be Jessica's maid of honor because she's arguing with her sister still. So she would have had her sister do this.
Yeah, and I mean, like she mentioned before, she hopes things will work out there eventually. And her mom says that she raised two strong-willed girls. Yeah. I mean, I understand her sister's side to this.
Yeah, absolutely. And because her sister has a daughter, a child, that was her main concern. She didn't want her child around that. And it's all valid. So I guess the wedding is going to be pretty soon. And I almost said Maurice. Jessica, it says her dream dress is going to be lace, sparkles, and form fitting, but she's pregnant.
Well, that first dress she tried on was ugly as fuck. Did you
Awful.
like? Oh, it was so bad. I was like, I'm so glad that, because sometimes they let them buy hideous shit. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't any of you just be like, don't do that? That's not a good idea.
It was terrible. It was nothing of what she described, and it was super small on her, which made me think
Yeah.
they just threw her in that just for
Effects of
effect.
the other one. Yeah, the nicer dress, you'd be
Eh,
like, ooh.
exactly.
So she tells mom she's pregnant, and mom says, when did you find this out? And she was like, just earlier.
Yeah, she put on a little weight because of it, and we think that mom's gonna be upset. No, no, no. Mom hugs her, and she's actually excited to be a grandma.
Now she's hoping that her mom will tell her sister that she's pregnant, and in turn, her sister will forgive her and want to have a relationship.
Mhm.
Next up, Quilon and Chevelle, and she tells him she knows he's not home and he's at a bar on a date, and he denies it. And she says she just saw the picture his sister posted. He knew what he was doing.
Mhm. She goes, "Don't play with me. You know I don't play." He I mean, where did he think that picture was gonna go? Of course that everyone's following each other and everything, and they probably tagged him
Yeah,
in the of course they tagged him.
because the whole purpose was to upset Chevelle. So they're going to make sure she gets to see it no matter what. Plus, I mean, like, at least they made it look like she called within 2 minutes.
Yeah. They're playing such mean girls right now.
Mm-hmm. So he says he's chilling, and her calling him is the reason he doesn't tell her things. He's gaslighting motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then he tells her, "If you're gonna keep blowing up my phone, I'm just gonna turn it off." That is maddening. Don't ever do that to anyone.
Should he? He says he's trying to build his family and he's getting his mind and space right. Yeah, but you don't have to do that alone, and you don't have to do that with your arm around another woman, and you don't have to taunt the person that you're supposed to love.
Yeah, that's all shitty. Really, really shitty. One of his sisters says that her brother doesn't deserve Chevelle calling him back to back, and that she believes that means Chevelle is an insecure woman and that her brother needs freedom and that she's just not for him. No, your brother is in a relationship, and she just saw a picture of him with another woman, with his arm around another woman. Any woman would be upset
Hmm.
if they saw their man out on at literally a date.
Exactly. He says his ultimate goal for a relationship is a marriage and a family, but it's his life and he needs to find the woman for him. Again, implying that Chevelle is not that woman. Why are you stringing her along?
Exactly. And he's just like, "Yeah, just well, fuck it. I just need to get my head straight." Whatever. Whatever that means.
Next up, John and Christiana, and they are getting up after their night in the hotel. And he says they were up late and they were able to consummate, and it was amazing. So finally, the fucking has been fucked.
the the consummation has ceased. All right. And we got that out of the way. All right. She's not ready to go back to prison. She just wants to spend one more night with him and her family.
I think it would always be one more night and one more night, and he would allow her those one more nights, unfortunately. He says that that will make things harder, but he understands, and they will make the day the best day possible. So he's still saying you gotta go, but let's do our best to Willy Wonka our way through this.
Yeah. She's never met a guy like him. She doesn't want but she just doesn't want him to get into trouble. She wants to stay, but she knows that he could get into trouble if she does.
I think she loves him. I think she probably still loves him, you know.
Yeah.
He says he's never felt this kind of joy or happiness, and he says they're a good mix for each other. And I don't know. I mean,
They seemed good they seemed to get along, they seemed good. Had she stayed off of drugs, they probably would have been okay. We didn't see them argue or be toxic or nasty or nothing.
yeah.
Everything's I love you, and I don't know.
He says she keeps him grounded so he doesn't kill himself, and she tells him he can't do that because he loves her.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about, but that was yeah. Christy is just like, "I just don't wanna turn myself in today. I promise I'm gonna do this tomorrow."
Yeah, Tara tells her she can't keep pushing it off, and she says she should do it that day. Tara says she'll call the sheriff on Christiana if she doesn't turn herself in the next day. I don't know if she would have actually done that.
I don't know, but I hope it's not for selfish reasons because she mentioned John, possibly getting in trouble for having Christiana there. Because if John goes to jail over this, then and they're living there. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. And we wrap this week up with Destiny and Sean, and she says she wants to beat Kelly's ass for disrespecting her. Fuck off.
And she didn't. She didn't do anything to you. They're gonna go to a restaurant to meet Kelly. Destiny decides she's gonna drive. I didn't know she had a license. Um
She probably doesn't.
I I guess I'm got yeah. She says if the cops show up there, they better bring 2 body bags. She's amazing.
He says he doesn't want them to physically fight. She just wants Kelly to he just wants Kelly to let him see the kids. And I feel like there's a whole lot more to this story because he may be in it for the kids, but Destiny doesn't give a fuck whether he gets to see his kids or not. This is all about Kelly to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Destiny thinks they should still be in the honeymoon phase at this time. But honey, how much of a honeymoon phase can you have when there's this level of stress around you existing in the free world?
$50,000 on the line.
Yeah. $50,000 on the line. 5 kids that she doesn't have custody of, 6 kids that Sean can't see because Kelly wants to make sure that they're safe. How dare she?
Yeah.
A woman who keeps spending all your money that you don't have. None of this is stressful. None of it.
They get seated at this like ridiculously super loud restaurant. It's the strangest place for them to have them sit down and try to have a discussion.
Yeah. They decide that she should take her ring off because Kelly doesn't know that they're engaged. So somehow that's gonna. You would think that Destiny would want it on, be flashing it all over the place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why now would she be a human being?
Yeah. So Kelly shows up right when they are talking shit and then just sits down completely unfazed. Who is your VIP for this week?
I'm gonna go with Jessica's mom for just being excited about the baby and not giving her a hard time.
That's a good one. I chose Dylan for leaving an abusive, dangerous scenario. And your POS?
Quaylen's sisters, because what the fuck?
That's a really good one. That's really good. I chose Destiny for being the worst person
In existence.
ever. So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
first date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, "Aw, babe, now that's validation." We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, "Don't mess up," I said, "Bet." Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.